We loved the house when we bought it. Obviously we didn't buy a house that we didn't like, but we had ideas for what we wanted to do to make it our own. We knew we wanted to go big with the changes, so when we got to a position that we knew that we wanted to progress with it, then we started having conversations with Ed Akers. He really gave us a vision of what the house could become, and it was an easy decision for us to progress. So yeah, that's why we decided to go ahead with it.
The Wilmslow project was a rear single-storey extension with internal alterations and landscaping works, kitchen works, an internal remodel and underfloor heating fitted throughout. My role in the project, I just joined the practice at the time, so I came as the architectural technologist and I was the contract administrator for that project. So I was basically monitoring the works as they progressed.
James at Akers was just so patient and they really took on board what we wanted, and it was just, the whole process I found was very easy. Having never dealt with an architect before. It was hassle-free, and even doing it whilst we had a newborn in the house, which was never the plan, it's been a lot less stressful than I actually thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
For the more bespoke and high-end and detail-specific projects that we do here at Akers, I think it's key and crucial that you have got another set of experienced eyes overlooking the works. There's nothing worse than paying for a fantastic design and then once you get to the construction phase, actually find that those key details that you've designed and put together with the architect actually haven't been carried through in the construction process. So I think if you were to pay all that money for an extension that you spent a lot of time designing, it's worth paying that extra money to make sure that it's right.
We pictured what we wanted. Akers designed it and created kind of this vision for us, which is, and we love it.
It's just nice to have those experts on hand and we've trusted them throughout the whole process. We've really trusted them to interpret what we want and make suggestions on top of what we've asked for and say, how have you thought about this? And it's been really helpful.
The clients were very receptive to ideas that we had and suggestions that we had. Like I say, having that experience at Akers Architects, we've experienced things that clients who are doing the first time build won't have done. So I think having that openness and receptiveness is key to creating and realising a great design, and obviously creating and realising that great design through the construction phase as well.
For me, what really helped was the visuals. I really struggled to visualise something until I can see it, and the plans and the 3D images they were able to give us of what the indoor and outdoor would look like really helped kind of make it real for me. When I actually saw it, it absolutely fit the bill in terms of what we were after, so he knew what we wanted.
From the tendering process, whereby we'll get prices back from 3 to 5 contractors, ideally 5, we'll sit down with the client or send them the breakdown, the report of the tender sums, and then from that point we'll recommend the contractor from the price that we feel is appropriate for the works. That sets a benchmark for the price, so we can keep control of the costs. And throughout the whole process, for example, should any extra works arise, we can get prices from the contractors prior to that work taking place. We will sign off the work, sign off the price and discuss with the clients at that point to make sure there's no extra costs at the very end that they've not been aware of. Having us on the project and actually looking over those finances definitely helps bring projects in on budget and hopefully under budget as well.
We went to tender, we didn't have any particular builders in mind. We met Jordan came on site from Delamere, and
we gelled,
he just gave us so much confidence that he knew what he was talking about. He liked the project, he liked the ideas, and he was just a likeable guy to start off with. I mean, that makes a massive difference.
Yeah, and he was very hands-on.
Yeah.
Like, he came to site, at the beginning, a lot. He was always here. He was obviously coordinating everything, and any issues that cropped up, which we inevitably do, he literally jumped on it and rectified it. And it's been a really, definitely recommend him. It was really good to work with him.
On the first week, as we started digging the footings, we actually found that there was drainage running across one corner of the foundations. So it was a matter of discussing with the contractor quite rapidly, going back to the structural engineer to try and find a solution, and at the same time negotiating with building control to make sure that they were happy with the solution that we were putting forward.
The reaction speed to it was incredible, and I mean, it delayed us by a couple of days. It could have delayed us by weeks if it wasn't planned and resolved in an efficient manner, which was great.
Things will happen throughout the process. We'll never have a project whereby everything will run smoothly. Having an experienced architect come on site every week or every couple of weeks just helps make those small bumps in the road more smooth. The one thing I'd probably highlight as my favourite aspect of the building is the reclaimed brickwork and how that sort of complements the sliding doors. I think it's a really nice feature to have this very heavy, dense, old-fashioned sort of brickwork that's been reclaimed and reused, overhanging this big corner piece of glazing. I think that's a really fantastic architectural feature. It's very clever structural design, but just made look very simple.
The sliding doors at the corner, that was an idea that Akers came up with, and we didn't get that until he designed it, and he talked us through it. He talked about how it will open out the house, it will have a focal point, and we'll be able to see the garden, and we wanted to
the
big
indoor
garden
outdoor
space.
tiles, so it looked like just a continuation. Was just, I never would have thought something like that. So
it felt like it wasn't just like an extension, it felt quite grandiose.
It's a complete remodel, isn't it, of the whole downstairs.
It flows through really nicely, and the fact that they've done all the tiles on like a 45-degree angle heading towards the L-shape corner doors, it's like a really nice feature, because as you walk into the room, it almost drags your line straight through to where you've got that corner glazing, and obviously out then into the finished garden space, which is really nice, and I think the clients are really happy with it.
I love the inside-outside effects with the doors. Most of the build, there was boarding up, so it was quite dark as it was being built out. The day that they ripped down the boarding and the doors got fitted it was a brilliant day. It was so...
Saw daylight for the first time.
And and the amount of light coming into the house, and then now with the garden done as well, it's a nice space to have. So that's my favourite part of it.
Yeah.
The client's got a very young family now. They've got a young daughter, and they've recently just had a baby. At the very start of the actual construction process, but speaking with the contractor at the initial meeting, it was just making sure the disruption was kept to a minimum. I think the planning around implementing that was a key part of them being able to live in the property while the works were going on.
You always fear how crazy it's going to be, but it's not been as crazy as we thought. So I think it's testament to the guys as well that have built it, and Akers to just keep us calm through the process.
Yeah, the way they partitioned off certain parts of the house while they were working on it, it wasn't just you can't now access anything. It was we'll do this bit, then we'll do this bit. So it helped keep the kitchen for as long as possible before it actually got ripped out, and it just kept the disruption as small as it could be under the circumstances.
And that care comes through, and you just feel so confident with what you're going to get from him and the business.
It was quite a harmonious process, and I think the contractor down the construction definitely helped that process. They both come out very happy. The contractor's happy with the work that's been done. The client's happy with the project that they've got, and obviously we're happy as Akers architects that both parties are happy and that we've got a great design come about from it.
Dare I say it's been an enjoyable experience.
Yeah, definitely been worth it.
Yeah, it's absolutely been worth it.